Hi everybody, Paul Pancake here. Welcome back to another speed build on my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I gotta say, you look absolutely amazing today. Thank you so much for being here and for being you. As you can see, we are building, or as you have probably seen from the thumbnail or the title, we are building a huge Hollywood mansion today. And honestly, I don't know what went into me. For some reason, I just wanted to build that. I saw some sort of a reference picture on Pinterest and I fell in love with that. And I was like, okay, this does not like fit into my plans for December because I'm kind of pre-producing right now because I'm not going to be like actively making content for like 2 weeks in the holiday season. So I do have to sort of watch out that my building process and stuff is not too long so that I can like pre-produce stuff for the holidays. And that's why this build actually, I mean, it took me forever. I think I had like 10 hours of footage, but I still wanted to do it. I didn't care, and I'm very happy that I did it because I'm actually very, very satisfied with the result. And I don't want to sound biased or anything. It's just that I've never built a home like this, and I feel like every simmer on YouTube has built a home like this before, like this celebrity mansion with the flat roofs and whatever. Like I think you find like a billion versions of this house on YouTube if you search for that. So I kind of know that I'm not doing anything like special today or something, but I saw that reference picture and I liked it and I wanted to recreate it in The Sims, and especially because since the last time I've built in Get Famous, because I've done like a similar build before, but it was way smaller, and I think it was also just my only Get Famous build I ever did, and it was years ago. It's also not that good, so let's just forget about that. And since then, we got a lot of new features. We got the stairs update, we got the platform update, we got like a lot of new different packs with amazing items, and I just wanted to basically build this huge celebrity mansion, or like Hollywood mansion, because you don't necessarily have to be a celebrity to be here to live there, but yeah, and sort of go all out with packs and with build tools and stuff. As you can see, I'm using a lot of terrain, and I just wanted to recreate that look that I saw in the reference picture, which was basically like one side of the build led to the garage, and the other side of the build is just like a 3-story wing, if you could say it like that. And to those who are new to my channel, I'm from Germany. I'm not like a native English speaker, so that is why sometimes my English I'm struggling sometimes with English, but most of my viewers are forgiving about that, so I would be super glad if you would be too. And yeah, basically right now I'm just kind of figuring out how to do it, because at this point it already doesn't look anything like the reference picture anymore, because everything that if you try to do something, or if you try to make something in The Sims like with a real reference, most of the time it won't look good if you do it exactly like the reference picture. Like most of the time you gotta adjust stuff because you gotta stick to the grid system, and that is why sometimes you have to change stuff. And yeah, that's why it does look a little different by now, and I don't know, but I'm still happy with the way it turned out. And as you can see, I'm using some platforms. I was super excited to do that because that way it's much easier. I don't know, it's just, you could have used like half walls, at least that's what we did in the olden days, but like with platforms now, you can place them everywhere and you can make these fancy flat roofs and stuff. And like I said, everybody has done a build like this before. At least that's what I feel like. So this is nothing special, but I haven't, okay? So I wanted to go all out with that. And yeah, as you can see, I built that little fake garage, and I made that out of the doors from Spa Day. And I feel like placing like those doors next to each other looks so much like a garage. I was like shook because I think it works well. And honestly, I've done that before, like the exact same trick on the other Get Famous build that I've built like 2 years ago. And I don't know, I wanted to reuse that idea. I wanted to recycle that idea. And yeah, as you can see, it is right now, it's not on the ground directly because of the terrain manipulation, and it would be way too hard to explain it to you guys right now. But if you guys are familiar with how terrain works and everything in The Sims 4 and levels, and then you know why it won't work. And I'm gonna fix that later. I'm gonna put like some slabs from Spa Day underneath, so it will look like as if it was directly on the ground. But yeah, I kind of wanted to I feel like at this point you kind of see the vibe that I'm going for, like that elevated left side and the, well, not so elevated right side. But before we dive in further into the build, I just wanted to apologize for the length of this video, because I know it's like, I think it must be over half an hour, because the footage I have is like 29 minutes, but like if I add screenshots and everything, then it's gonna be more than half, like 30 minutes. And I have like that golden rule where I do not want my videos to be longer than 30 minutes, because I'm like, I would never watch that. If I was the person to watch speed builds on YouTube, which I don't do as often anymore, I used to do that a lot, but right now I'm just mostly producing them instead of watching them. I just like them to be under 30 minutes, and I didn't manage to do it in this one because almost didn't, or not, I mean I didn't, but like I almost did, whatever, you know what I mean. So it was just because this is such a huge house, it has so many rooms, and I spent a lot of time on the outside. I think the first 20 minutes of the video are just exterior work that I put into this, because I'm adding like little details like these, as you can see, like I'm using those what is it, like those details from Eco Lifestyle and everything. And I just constantly change stuff at some point, like in some parts of the build, and then I had to zoom out and see if it still works, and then I realized, okay, it doesn't work with that part of the build, and I had to go back to another part of the build and change that. So it was kind of like a lot of changing around all the time just to make it work a little bit. Also, at some point I was just like confused because I didn't even know if it looked good anymore. I don't know if you know that feeling, but if you're building in The Sims 4 and you're staring at a build for too long, or even like just build on it for too long, I kind of lose my sense of being able to tell if the build looks okay or not. So guys, please feel free to tell me in the comments if you like how this build turned out. I mean, you've probably seen the result already in the beginning of the video. But yeah, due to the fact that I wanted to keep the video under 30 minutes, I had to cut out a lot of stuff. So there's barely any bathrooms in this video. I also cut out 2 of the guest bedrooms because they were just plain guest bedrooms. Like I didn't really spend a lot of time on them. I made them quite simple because, like, if it's a guest bedroom, it won't have as much character, if that makes sense. So yeah, I cut that out as well, and I cut out, yeah, just large blocks of the video. I hope I didn't cut out anything that you guys are missing right now. For example, I cut out like the way I created that pathway because it just took way too long. I wanted it to have the perfect shape, and this is not me saying that it has the perfect shape now, but I wanted to have that cute little pathway going up to the house for the non-existent cars that we have in The Sims 4, and yeah, which I'm currently placing. I mean, they do exist, but they're like debugged and you can't use them. If you don't know how to access them, basically you just have to type in bb.show live edit objects into your cheat console, and and then they should show up if you just scroll down all the way. And I placed them, I placed like base game ones. There's also some from packs, but if you have the base game, you will have the cars. You just have to access them through the debug mode. And yeah, so I was kind of happy with the front, and I went on to furnish the back of the lot. And at this point I was kind of sad because I wanted the lot to, like, I wanted to have a very, very fancy backyard, or like, my God, why do I always forget to mute my phone before starting a video? And also, I don't really get that many notifications usually, but for some reason, every time I'm filming a voiceover, my phone decides to just push me a notification. So I'm very sorry, guys, if you heard that. I muted it now. But basically what I wanted to say was that I didn't have enough space in the backyard, or at least I didn't have as much space as I wanted to, because I went on to add a huge basketball court. And I feel like that's just such a mansion thing. That's just such a Bel Air mansion thing, if that makes sense. Like, to have something like this. I mean, most people, at least in real life, have like a tennis court, but we don't have that in The Sims 4, unfortunately. But what I did was I'm gonna change the colors a little bit so it looks kind of like those tennis courts you see in those fancy mansions. And I really wanted to have that because I felt like it was such a nice stylistic element for this house. So I was kind of mad about the fact that we spent like so much space on a driveway for the, like, on the front of the house, for cars that we can't even use, and that we have so little space left for basically the backyard. But in the end we kind of made it work. But yeah, I would have loved to place it on the bigger lot, because like I said, I think this is a 50 by 50, and I think there is a 64 by 64 lot like a little bit above it. But yeah, also you see Thorn Bailey standing there and doing nothing, because basically this is the lot where they actually live, and you could say I gave them the house they deserved, not because I like them so much, but because the house that they had before that was here on this lot. And I don't want to bash any like gurus or EA or like Sims team people, but the house was atrocious. I think that was also the house that didn't have any toilets at all. I'm not sure though, but I know that there was a Get Famous house without any toilets. And yeah, I bulldozed it and built this, and I feel like this is better. Not saying that, like, I don't want to sound biased, but I feel like it's better. And yeah, as you can see, I'm currently working on the floor plan, and the floor plan was a mess, because actually I kind of finished it and then I realized that it wasn't making sense at all, and I already placed like filler furniture. So also the way I edited in this video may seem kind of like a mess, because suddenly, like, I'm gonna jump at some point in the video, I'm gonna jump to like another scene where suddenly there's furniture everywhere. But yeah, trust me, I try to edit it the best way possible, but I didn't want to make it too long, and I didn't want to show you too much parts of me creating the floor plan that's going to change anyway, you know what I mean? So I left in some parts of that, but most of the time, yeah, okay, that's when the jump happened. As you can see, there's a lot of furniture in it already. But that's like no furniture that we're gonna keep, because I just always do that just to see if everything goes according to my plan. If like, for example, this kitchen area is big enough. And yeah, basically why I had to change the floor plan was because I realized that all the main rooms that are like, how could you say that, the best rooms in the house, also the rooms that you would be in the most, were like to the wrong side. Like they all had their windows faced to basically the front of the lot, and that's like there's nothing to see there. While on the other hand, like on the other side, you have this amazing view of Del Sol Valley. So I thought, okay, it makes sense to make them like put the most important rooms towards the back side of the lot, so that we can have this beautiful panoramic view. And that's what I did. I don't feel like you see a lot of the floor plan right now, because I'm currently changing the first floor, because I also had like a whole floor plan for that drawn out, but then I realized it didn't look good, so I'm going to change that as well. For example, underneath that pool area, I wanted to have rooms, but for some reason I wanted to have a little bit more terrain going on in the back of the house, and that's why I'm going to change that as well in a second, and just put some little terrain underneath there, because I don't know, I think that was one of the things that was off with this build, that it was sort of one-dimensional, the back, and the little terrain manipulation that I'm gonna add in a second will sort of change that, I guess. But yeah. Oh, also, like, because I used a lot of platforms, I didn't use any foundations, because honestly, I said that in my last build, platforms make so much more sense. They're a little fiddly. Is fiddly the right word? I don't even know, but fiddly to work with. I hope that's the right word. Because honestly, they're a little buggy and they do stuff you don't want them to do. But once you figured it out, it's okay. Like, they're okay. And yeah, I wanted to work with them, so we have some very nice split, in my opinion. I don't want to sound biased or anything, but we have some nice split leveling in the inside, and on the outside also a little bit. But the thing was about that it messed with my window height, because if you use foundations, you can, the wall height is always the same, but if you use platforms, especially on the inside, you don't want to place the window into the platform, if that makes sense. So I had to really see and choose what windows I'm going to use, like what height, because I didn't want to use only the small ones for the smallest wall height, because we did have high walls that were just a tad smaller than usually, and that's why we weren't able to use the medium height windows like from time to time. I don't know. I don't even want to talk so much about windows. I hope you guys know what I mean. So basically I had to kind of experiment a little bit, and I ended up using a mix of the Snowy Escape windows, which were like square shape, which were great for parts of the build where we really didn't have a lot of space on the wall. For example, the kitchen or something, it led to a very pretty kitchen in my opinion. And also the Eco Lifestyle windows in the medium and the smallest version. And what I'm doing right now is basically, I wanted to quickly explain that. I'm placing these slabs from Spa Day, and I basically do that to simulate the garage actually reaching the ground, because it was floating a tiny bit, like this bit, and it bugged me. So I placed those slabs underneath it, and I sized them down with tool mod, or like I sized them up with tool mod and then elevated them down into the ground with tool mod. And that way, they're gonna show if you're on the first floor, and they're kind of gonna glitch a little bit. I hope that doesn't bother you. I mean, in the end, you could always delete that, but looking at it from every other angle, it just looks better. It just looks more realistic. So I think that was all. We're done with the outside. I did some landscaping, also cut out a ton of landscaping, because I think I only left in a little bit from the front of the lot, but because the back of the lot was like almost the same, like it didn't make sense to leave that in, because that would have just been a little redundant. I cut the rest out as well, and I'm basically starting to furnish everything. And usually I go room by room, but if I have an open floor plan like this, and I said that in my last video as well, I like to place the main furniture elements everywhere, just to make sure I know what I'm working with, especially when it comes to decorating and putting paintings everywhere. So that's what I try to do. And as you can see, we have a very large kitchen area. We have a cute little sunken in dining area. We have a cute little piano in the hallway, or like in the entrance area. I would rather call it like that. And we have a sitting area with a nice fireplace from Snowy Escape. And behind that sitting area, we have a second sitting area, which is for the TV, and it also has a fireplace. And I actually saw that, I think it was in John Legend's house tour or something, they had a similar setup where there were two fireplaces, like two of the same fireplaces on both sides, and I think one of them was with a TV and one of them without a TV. And I thought it made so much sense. Like, of course, normal people like us would never do that. But I mean, like the super rich people who can afford this house and do have the space for that, why not? So I thought it made sense to do that, because you have all that light that comes in from the windows, and it would just bother you while watching TV. So I thought, why not creating like a second living room situation? And I would say it worked kind of well. And I thought it made sense. And I think I'm done with the, oh no, I'm far from done with the first floor. I'm sorry. I wanted to go on, but because honestly, when I'm doing these voiceovers, I'm also like seeing what I edited down for the first time, so I don't always know what's coming next. I know I'm a super professional speed builder, and as you can see, I did this little trick with tool mod, and I really like doing that. I did that in my last build as well, because it just adds some realism with these little cutting boards from Cool Kitchen stuff. And I tried to keep the decor a little like minimalistic in this house, because it's a modern build. Like, it would not be cluttered up, at least in my opinion. So first of all, that helped me with time, because like I said, I'm pre-producing for Christmas right now, and I don't have that much time to spend on every build, and I spent a lot of time on the outside. The interior didn't take that much, which was great. And I decorated it very minimalistically. I don't even know if that's a word, but so in the end, I was kind of okay with it not being that cluttered, even though I do like cluttered spaces a lot. And my last home was actually kind of cluttered, so it was okay. It was kind of refreshing not having to do it. And also kind of nice to use like modern decor items and just to put them a little, how do I say that? Like to not clutter it up so much, basically. And I also I placed that super ugly chair next to the entrance area, just because I don't know, like I would never buy that chair, but I feel like a rich person would buy that designer chair for $700 and put it there in the entrance area. I felt like it looked very chic or cheek. I think it's chic. And I'm currently editing or furnishing the TV area, and I added a little popcorn machine. I thought that was kind of cute, and I used those Snowy Escape counters as like a sort of shelf situation. I think they don't even look like counters in this context, so that was something that made me happy. And I added some movie posters, and I thought that way it was kind of done, because I mean, like I said, I didn't want to overdo the decorations, and at the same time I feel like it's kind of realistic for like a TV area or like a movie film area, whatever you want to call it, to have like some movie posters around. Also, I don't know who lives here. Like, I mean, obviously right now Thorn Bailey lives here, but you of course can move him out and his family and move in with another like rich person or celebrity. And the thing is, I don't know like what they're famous for or something. I tried to be neutral about that. I didn't, for example, I mean, you could say it's like a super well-known basketball player because they have a huge basketball player in the backyard. Or you could say it's like a movie star because they have like a movie sort of room. So basically I wanted to give you the option to decide it for yourself. So this is, oh yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna finish the first thing. So basically I wanted to give you the options to, yeah, basically playing this with whatever sim you want to and whatever career they have. And I built that little fence area around the basketball court because I wanted it to look as if it would like protect the ball from going over it. And in the end, if you look closely, you could still throw it over that fencing area. But I made it unfortunately I didn't film the way I created it. I don't know why, but I didn't find the footage of that. But the way I did it was I just drew some walls around the basketball courts, added the big windows from Eco Lifestyle, and added some flooring on the inside area of that fencing, and added some flooring onto the wall, if that makes sense, and put those glass tiles from Island Living on there. And that way we had a cute little protection from the ball falling down the hill, and also Sims falling down the hill, even though that doesn't happen in The Sims 4, but I wanted to do it. And I totally skipped talking about that little bedroom I just furnished, and it was like a kid's room, I imagine, or like a teenager's room. And I thought it looked quite cute. I like the color scheme a lot. We did that together on stream last night, and I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. And I headed over to the closet of the master suite, because this is basically a fancy master suite. It is huge, and if you go into it, you enter the closet first. You have to go through the closet, and I think that's okay. I don't know if that's weird, but I kind of thought that it was a fancy idea. And as you can see, I customized that closet with those little like accent tables from Dine Out, and I think it worked kind of well. And I used Toolmop for that, and I don't know if the closet is accessible that way, but that's why I put like a clothes rack from Moschino in front of it, because that is definitely accessible. So your Sims can use that to get like dressed, and maybe then the walk-in closet section from Get Famous is just for decoration, but I think that's also okay. I think it looks kind of cute. And yeah, I went on to furnishing the bed area of the bedroom, because as you can see, I kind of tried to divide it, and I made those platform stairs heading up to the main area. And I don't know, I just like that idea. I don't know if it's a little much, maybe it's a little much, but I think it's kind of cute and fancy, and that's what I wanted in this house. And that also really messed with my window choice. Like, I had to pay attention what windows to use so much, because sort of every like second tile of the room was on a different platform height. So yeah, but in the end I worked it out. It wasn't that hard. I think I'm overreacting. I put a little work area there, and I put a super expensive like a PC on there, and honestly we have plenty of them in the house. And the reason for that is that I initially aimed to go for a super high budget, like not budget, like for a super high price for this home, simply because I never built like a 1 million Simoleon house in The Sims 4, and I kind of thought maybe we could do it with this one, because I think this ended up being like 400,000 simoleons, which is kind of a lot if you think of it. I think 420 even. And yeah, it's kind of a lot if you think of it, because I think items in The Sims 4 are actually pretty cheap, like compared to real life. So yeah, I could have done it if I would have placed like those $15,000 violins and hid them somewhere, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted to keep it realistic. Honestly, if I wanted to keep it realistic, I could have just placed those violins into the cars and just hid them there, because cars usually are not free, but these are, because they're from Debug. So could have done that, but I'm happy with the price. I wanted it to be super overpriced, and that's why I put some of those fancy computers that are like 10,000 bucks in like every other room, and I also placed like super expensive TVs and stuff. And these tubs are also not 100,000, but like 10,000 simoleons. So I wanted to place them in every room as well. And I left in this bathroom, guys. Did you realize? And I did that because some of you guys told me that you do want to see bathrooms. And while I still can't include every bathroom in the build, because I have to shorten the video, like you guys won't watch like a 1 hour speed build, like I wouldn't, and I guess you wouldn't either. So I can't leave in every bathroom, but I left in the master bathroom because every other bathroom is sort of based on that. So you can just imagine me furnishing that. And if you want to download this from the gallery, you of course will see the bathrooms like I did them. They're just not in the video. And yeah, if you didn't know, I upload these builds to the gallery. My gallery handle is paulpancake, and just enter that and you can find this build on the gallery and download it and play in it. But yeah, right now we're actually furnishing one of my favorite rooms in this house, which is this kind of purple room. And I think I'm gonna call it like just the purple room because it's so cute. For some reason, I'm super obsessed with creating like purple rooms in The Sims 4 because in real life, I love purple. And in my last build, I did that as well. I made like a purple themed kids room. And I found this super expensive, I mean, I didn't found this super, but like I put this super expensive bed there. I put that in almost every, no, that's not true. But I used very expensive beds because like I said, I wanted to keep the house very expensive. And I mean, it's pretty as well. So yeah, I felt like this may be the room of the second child of them. Like the first room that you saw with the like vibrant colors on the second floor, or the third floor even, like next to the master bedroom, could have been like for one of the children, and this is like the bedroom for the other child. And yeah, I basically made that that purple color scheme and added some like music and video production stuff, because I thought, okay, maybe they're like aiming to be a YouTuber or something, so that's why, or a SimTuber, I'm sorry. So that's why I placed that there. And I know I'm already doing something else in the video, but I just wanted to quickly explain that purple room because it's very purple, but I like it. It kind of has character, and that's why I also left it in. And also the other room from, like, I left in the main rooms, I left in the rooms that I basically imagined for like the Sims living there, if you know what I mean. So the guest bedrooms or the office, or like, it's not an office, but you could use it as an office. There's 2 guest bedrooms on the first floor I didn't show in the video just because I didn't imagine anyone regularly sleeping in there. So I wanted to show the rooms with character, which were the master bedroom and the 2 children's I can't talk anymore, bedrooms. And honestly, it's like a very long voiceover, so that may be the reason why I'm like slowly starting, or like my abilities to speak are slowly starting to fade. And yeah, at this point I'm just adding some details because, like I said, I cut out a lot. And before this, I furnished like the guest bedroom and all the bathrooms, and you will see that if you place this from the gallery, but I won't include it in the video. And at this point, I also realized that it was stupid to have 2 pools. I thought it was kind of fancy, but I realized that we don't have a hot tub, so I changed this section to a little hot tub section, and I thought that would be kind of cute. I mean, it's a nice view, so why not? And yeah, honestly, I'm just adding some final touches, putting some landscaping down, and we're heading towards the end of this video. So at this point, I just want to thank you guys for watching this super long video. If you're still here, then I appreciate it. If you like the video, then feel free to give me a thumbs up. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you don't ever miss a video of mine. And I stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Saturday, so if you like watching streams, feel free to drop by and say hello. I have the link to that in the description down below as well, together with all my other socials. Thank you so much again for watching today's video. I hope to see you in my next one as well. Bye everybody.